And it's time for Golden Sun Lost Age once more. I'm Nye, Base and Nix, who are still here.
Hi!
And we are completely finished with Contigo for the time being, so we're going to keep on following this road.
This is the voice of Base, by the way. I don't think we introduced ourselves in order in the previous video, now that I think about it.
I've been in a lot of episodes.
Yeah, so Nix is actually kind of known.
You know.
Now I am! Hooray!
Yeah. Hey, look, guys, it's the Jupiter Lighthouse.
Holy crap!
Had you guys guessed this would be the next place we would be going?
No.
Honestly, I can't remember if I'm supposed to be here yet. I'm not sure if this is the next place we're supposed to go.
I don't know, I thought you were going to faff about and go back to Yalom.
Hell no. We can go there when we can get
that
the
difference
wings
in
to the boat.
Yes, the wings. Remember, the dungeons in this game were much more in depth than they were in the first.
Oh, hell yeah. And there's a lot more of them, too.
That went away with the DS version of Golden Sun. They were just long, but they were not complex.
No, not at all. Okay, so we're going to be using Cyclone a lot in this dungeon. Cyclone is very important to get. But we got it way back after we... Like, we got it even before we got the boat. I mean, we've had that for a while. It's only now becoming important.
Chekhov's gun.
Oh, come on, this game is totally a Chekhov's gun cabinet, you know it.
I'm not familiar with that phrase.
So
Chekhov's... May I?
Yeah, all yours.
Alright. So, Chekhov was, I believe he was a playwright, and he was of the opinion that if you're going to have a gun on the mantelpiece in Act 1, if it's not fired by Act 3, there's no sense mentioning it.
Now this became a little bit more important when there was a character named Chekhov in Star Trek who had a gun on the mantelpiece, and eventually it got used, and the only time, I think it was like the only time he was ever violent in the entire show, to save the entire crew. And by the time he actually used it, people had forgotten the gun was there in the first place.
Actually, one moment. Let's see...
Oh, right, I don't come here yet, I think, because I don't have this ability.
Actually, no.
I think I'm sequence breaking.
Pavel Chekhov's phaser?
Yeah.
Was of no significance ever.
Oh, I thought he actually used it when they got, like,
Nope.
they got boarded at some point. You know I'm gonna have to look some on TV tropes, right? Because that's where I read this.
I'm reading it right now.
Okay, I actually do not have this ability yet, so we have a place to go.
It was averted in the latest film of it, but let's see, in Star Trek II Wrath of Khan, Chekhov points his gun at Kirk but resists the orders of Khan. He screams, clutches his ear, and collapses. In Star Trek IV Voyage Home, Chekhov attempted to escape from captivity by threatening to use his gun. However, it misfired, and he was forced to flee after throwing the useless gun at one of his captors.
Nice.
Well, anyways, so Chekhov's gun just refers to any item that's been around for a very long time that's never been used that eventually gets used when you didn't expect it. So, for instance, the Cyclone ship we have had on Sheba since way, way early in the game. But I've only used it maybe 3 times until we get to the Jupiter Lighthouse, and now it's being used a lot. But for any media that has a ton of Chekhov's guns, it's Chekhov's gun cabinet.
Let's see, we have Chekhov's Gun Depot also stocks Chekhov's Armory, a whole stash of Chekhov's gun. Chekhov's Blank, a subtrope of red herring, but specific to the situation where the real Chekhov's gun is related to the red herring I mentioned, along with red herrings, blah, blah.
Next to you, you're becoming unintelligible.
No, I'm reading it off and it's like, meh. Chekhov's Boomerang, the gun has already been used once and unexpectedly turns up again.
Which also happened in this game multiple times.
Chekhov's Exhibit. the gun put on display for the general public to gawk at before it's stolen, of course. Oh hey, that ship.
The Delphinus.
Actually, I'm going to be doing that. That's my next Let's Play.
Oh, I want to hang out for that entire one. I've
Totally.
played that game so many times.
I've played it, yeah. I've played it like 18 times. Trance is going to join us for that one, too, because he got a copy of it one time that he really wanted to play, and it would not work no matter what he did. He got stuck on the boss of the first, even before he fought the first Gigas. He got stuck at that boss prior to the first Gigas, and he never got to beat the game, so he's going to be joining us for that, too.
The first Gigas. Oh, he got stuck at
that lava
the first
dragon.
air boss, or
no, the lava dragon thing.
Oh, that not boss, the one that's well,
no, that thing's pretty powerful. It really is. Like to a greater or lesser extent, that thing can ruin you. Because
if you've never played the game before, I suppose it could. It's just that he's really.
It has that petrify ability. That's the problem.
That's what I'm saying. Is the petrify is easy to go around. Anyway, I suppose we can save that for the Let's Play.
Yeah, but that's going to happen next. When that happens.
I was most offended when a mutual friend of all of ours, of course, Mog, was unable to finish it. Just never got around to it. Didn't like it as much, and I was like, I don't know you anymore.
No, I love that game. I actually went and I hunted down the I hunted down a Dreamcast version of it, because I played on the GameCube. I hunted down a Dreamcast version of it, and was very disappointed to find out the Dreamcast version is missing a lot of the stuff the GameCube version has.
Yeah, the GameCube version is sort of, in a nutshell, it's a director's edition, director's cut. A few other differences between the two is that the Dreamcast version, you got less experience per fight, but the fights occurred much more frequently, that was nightmarish. Also, other things, I don't think Piastel was in the
Piastel was not in the
Dreamcast
first
version?
one, because not in the Dreamcast version, because Dreamcast version did not have bounties.
Right.
A lot of the discoveries...
Or no, Dreamcast version did have bounties. It did not have as many. I believe that there were 3 bounties added into the GameCube version.
They weren't an official thing, either. Like, there was no, bounty board that you just found them, you just encountered them.
I gotcha. I
Not
don't
the
remember
landmarks,
that.
I don't think were there.
There were
Landmarks
some.
were there. Nope, Discoveries.
Just not
Discoveries
all
with
of them.
Domingo.
Yeah, but not all of them. They weren't all
Yeah,
there.
there's quite a few added.
But yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Have you noticed how many random encounters I've had in the while we just did that little discussion?
No.
Oh, it's still lagging for you?
No, they just all blur together for me.
Okay, yeah, I just had 15. Here we go again. The random encounters in this section are the Pokemon Black random encounters. You take 3 steps, and all of a sudden you're fighting something else.
I never played Pokemon Black.
It was a major. I just finished Pokemon Black about a month and a half ago or so.
So are you just power leveling, or
I'm
backing
not.
about?
I'm trying to find the Shaman Village, which is where we need to go next. But I can't remember exactly where it is. I want to say it's actually up on this continent, but I'm just trying to remember exactly where the Shaman Village is, because it's our next major objective.
Oh, because we were talking about Chekhov's gun, I have to make a note. There are some things that are related to Chekhov's gun, but they don't count as Chekhov's guns. For example, things that are placed on a mantelpiece, such as Priceless Ming Vase, or Urn of Ashes. These will probably fall over. However, their doing so is not necessarily a Chekhov's gun. Carrying a cake. Fruit cart. Rope bridge. Sheet of glass. An incredibly ornate and carefully put together supermarket display. These are all doomed. By the very nature of them being things in movies. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna... Nixu's job here is to point out tropes as we find them, and fortunately Golden Sun does not have a lot, but there are some that it abuses quite a lot, and Chekhov's gun is one of them. Funnily enough,
That's quite a few RPGs, though. I mean, a lot of RPGs have it that you collect something and you're like, oh, what does this do? And it's labeled as something mysterious.
Golden Sun does it with synergies a lot. It's actually synergies is one of its major the major offenders is that almost every synergy is not used immediately, but becomes incredibly important later on. It's actually very good about the fact that almost every synergy is constantly in use. You never really ever find a synergy that you only use once or twice. Problem is Golden Sun Dark Dawn did that over and over and over. Is it here? No. Okay, hold on. We have to... I can't remember if I'm on the right continent or not. No, I was on the wrong continent. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, that's... Oh, and I missed... Damn it. Hold on, we have to go back. I missed something. I missed something. I actually walked over it. I did something at it, but I did the wrong thing because I wasn't paying attention. Damn it. Hold on. And this is only because we're actually here that I'm getting this. It's going to be very useful in less than a dungeon's breadth away. So hold on, there's a Ginny back here that we need to get.
A Ginny.
A Ginny.
Is that pronounced Genie or Ginny?
Ginny. DJ.
How positive are you? Because I'm
guaranteed.
about to check you out.
Genie is G-I-N-I-E, and it's the like English bastardization of the word. Ginny, D-J-I-N-N-I, is the original. Well, the original translation.
This place says both are correct.
Ah, well, there you go.
Jinn. It is an Islamic term. Neat.
It's
I've shown with Jinn. That's what I called them before.
I'm trying to remember, but if I remember correctly, Jinn are I think they're spirits of the air. If I remember correctly. I can't remember. I once did a lot of research into the Jinn, the Oris, and all of that, and I just kind of started forgetting some of it lately. Which is a shame, because I love
They
it.
are...
I want to say they're air. And humans
They're not anything. They are supernatural spirits mentioned in the Quran and Islamic mythology.
I wanted to say they had some element involved.
If I were to read the entire Wikipedia article on them, I'll bet I could find some association with it. But I just read the top paragraph, because really I don't want to read this whole thing.
Okay,
The top paragraph says they're supernatural spirits.
Okay, so this is what I didn't do. I whirlwinded this, but I didn't where's it scoop? It has something to do with this one hole right here.
Righty.
There it is.
Hooray!
Like, super obvious, like, it's a hole in the middle of grass. There has to be something here. And it actually makes sense, because this is the Jenny salt, and you can't grow anything on salted earth.
Oh, hey.
Doesn't that make just incredible sense?
Yep.
I always thought that was really, really cool. Okay, now we can leave and get the hell away from this place and actually go to the Hesperia continent. By the way, does anybody remember what the Shaman's Raw's real name is?
I do not. Somebody's Skype is on. I do not know.
Nix, do you remember what the Shaman's Raw's real name is?
The stick of beat.
Nope. God damn. There are way too many random encounters right here. This is getting extremely annoying.
You get repel. Use the avoid button.
But I don't level up like that.
Then level up.
I am.
Like, this game requires you level up. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come now.
Well, you know, we're gonna be facing the super final ultimate boss, and I'd like to make sure I'm as high a level as possible because he is kind of a bitch.
Not so much that you need to be concerned about using a repel once in a while.
I know, but it's, you know, this game also has very high requirements about what your level is in each area. It tends to go up really, really fast. And once you get behind, things start becoming annoying. The game actively punishes you for using Avoid. Oops, wrong way. You know how long it took me to figure out that you were actually able to to put the ship in rivers? Because it doesn't look like you should do this.
Depends on how shallow the ship's
Well, it's it's a
bottom is.
It's a magical ship, so
It is magical. Man, I remember all the sailing in this game. I cannot wait for you to get those wings, because they're so cool.
and they make things go a lot faster too.
I know.
Okay, there's an island I need to go to. I think that's it. All the sailing is why this particular song kind of annoys me. The sailing song.
Oh yeah.
Just because you hear it so often and for so long that it's just...
Mad Zephyr.
Yeah, I think I'm reaching the point where I'm not allowed to hold any more gin.
Yeah, you can only equip 7 on one
I think it's
character?
I think it's 8 per.
But
Yeah,
there's a total of
it's 8 because there's 64
14
total.
of one element. Oh yeah, 64 total, yeah.
Yeah, it's 16 of each element. In game,
It was
in
one
the-
of
in
them
the
multiples.
In the first game, it's 7 of each. But I can't remember if you're capped off before the event after the Jupiter Lighthouse. That one I'm trying to keep kind of secret. It's a lot of cool stuff. Could you guys just go away? I have stuff to do, and you're in my way. How did this thing not die from that? This is actually something that's important for me to get up here. We're actually getting close to some of the really cool areas in the game. I mean, we've had some really cool areas so far, but there's some a lot cooler areas coming up.
I don't remember. I'll be honest, when I last played this game, years and years ago, I was still living at home even, I got to the very end of the game, and I played the game religiously for like 4 or 5 days, like 8 hours, until I got to the very end of the game. And then I got to the part, without being too spoilery, where the game does not tell you that you need to get a cannonball and a cannon. I floated around just... Either the game doesn't tell you, or I didn't know, I didn't pay attention, one of the two. Floated around for hours, and then I stopped playing.
Yeah, the game kind of... Yeah, the game
I stopped playing for 2 years. And then after 2 years, I found the game underneath my nightstand or something like that. I was like, oh yeah! I put it in, happened to just randomly find one of those 2 items, found the other one, and then had the game beaten in like 20 minutes. And so they're disconnected. Like, I don't remember most of the game, but I remember quite well the last few moments of the game.
That's better than me, because I was actually not going to say anything about this until the end of the game, but since we're bringing this up, I actually played the game a long time ago, and had beaten Golden Sun 1, beat Golden Sun 2, and it took me just forever and a half to finally beat the game, because the last dungeon is kind of painful. So I get the last dungeon, and I go and then I have to go and I have to level up for a while because I want to beat the final boss, and you know that was a pain in the ass. So then I did that. So I'm watching the final cutscene. It starts up. I'm about 30 seconds in, and then my battery dies. I was so upset, and because it had taken me, you know, the the final boss's fight, it took me like half an hour to beat because I was still underleveled. I didn't have this was before I did the playthrough where I beat all of the like the optional bosses. So I was underleveled. I didn't have the final summons. You know, all this stuff was going on, so it took me forever to beat that boss. I was like, you know what? I don't want to play this anymore. It took me a couple of years to go back to it to actually do everything again and 100% the game.
Yeah.
That's it, though.
The last boss I remember some of the last boss's abilities are... Anyway.
Well, I mean, there's the last boss. There's
the last boss at some point.
There's the last boss. There's the secret mega boss. There's the other secret mega boss. There's... I mean, it depends on who you're talking about.
Lots of them.
Like, each of the bosses you get at endgame are all just... You kind of hate yourself for fighting them, really, because they are so powerful and so obnoxious.
And they all use that... I remember there was two different... There was like a Gin Lock or something like that, but then the burn one. That Jim Storm, that's the one that destroys all of them. And man, that was maddening.
I mean, it doesn't destroy them, but it does...
Not destroy them, it puts them all on standby.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, standby.
Which is actually why you won't see me using the advanced classes for the most part, because those bosses will wreck the advanced classes.
They will.
So, I mean, I'm using the advanced classes off and on whenever someone pokes me to use them. And, I mean, they're kind of useful, and I will, like, I'll definitely use the, later on, when reasons permit, I'll start using, the, item classes again. The Puro, the Necronomicon, you know, I'll start using those again when people poke me about them, because there will be a reason to use them later on. But for right now, you know, using the base all-Jin type is a lot better, because you get a lot more access to the synergies you need at this point in the game. Yeah. Okay, apparently... Okay, it's not here. What I'm looking for is there's a village that's supposed to be around here that has another Jin that we want. The only time I ever use the L button is when I'm trying to look for something outside of my immediate sight range. Okay, there's a cave up there. And we all know what happens in caves. I get nifty stuff that I get to use in the next boss battle. Let's see what's in
Indeed. All the caves
cave.
have...
We're not going there. That's the wrong cave. That's the cave to advance the storyline. We don't want to go there yet. Is that the place I wanted to go? I think that's the place I wanted to go. One of the places. Maybe? Yes, no? That's alright. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to... There's a certain Jin that's around here. And I think it's up there, maybe?
In one of the little foresty areas, you have to random fight him?
Yeah, I think he's right... I want to say he's above me on the other side of this river. I'm pretty sure that's where he is. Ah, crap, the game's frozen. Okay, well, I don't know how much we, I don't know how much we just lost, but we're gonna see.
Nice. If you have an AMD chipset in your computer, you get access to 500,000 free apps from Android.
Really?
Just for having an AMD chipset.
Which is really cool, because I have an AMD chipset.
Me too. I'm a budget gamer.
Okay, so I think the Jin is up there. But I'm still looking for this particular little village, which is supposed to be on the, southwestern edge of this continent. And so I'm kind of looking for it. And I think I'm on the wrong side of the continent right now. I'm looking.
A mystery.
Well, that's the one thing I kind of like this about this game, and I kind of don't like it, is that you have to actually find the villages. There it is. Okay.
Yeah, the world is much less linear.
Yeah, it's not linear. They don't show up on your map until you find them. You know, it's kind of a problem, really. Okay, so where is this gen? There's that gen. Oh, hey, look, one of the other few times we ever use the growth ability. I love how that particular synergy is completely and utterly optional in this game.
Yeah, you never put it on your thing either. I don't think there's any temple that demands the use of it in this game. First one did. There was that foresty area, and you had to growth everything.
I think there is one. Oh god, I can't remember where that drops. I think there is one that actually demands it. You have to put it here. Okay. Yeah, I think there is one or two that demand the use of growth. I think we already saw them. Yeah. The Gaia Rock demands it, actually.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Gaia Rock demands it, and
Oh yeah, I remember Gaia Rock. Oh yeah.
well, I mean, not demands it. You can get away with not using it on Gaia Rock, but you'll hate yourself. I think there's one that, like, you must use it, but I can't remember what it is. Yeah, retreat doesn't work here. And here's another gen. Okay, so I think this breaks our 7-gen limit now. Because now this is our 8th fire, I think. Yep, so now we are allowed to have 8, and Tinder is the, I think he is the one revive Jin who has a 100% accuracy and 100% health revive.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's how you know you made the big time in this game, is when you can do that.
Mm-hmm. Woohoo! 166 points. I have to look at the list. There are actually certain coin rewards that are actually jokes that just don't translate in English. Yep, that's where we're going. Is there something up here that I missed? Nope. Yeah, some of the coin amounts are puns, but they're only viable in Japanese.
Yeah. Tons of those, in fact.
Okay, I think that's everything we need to do prior to Shaman Village, so let's actually go there.
Sweet!
Mm-hmm. We got Gel, we got Tinder. We need Petra, but that's the one I can't access right now. Aroma is in the Shaman Village. We got Salt. We can't get Whorl until the Jupiter Lighthouse. Okay, where did I see that cave? Is it over here? There it is. This is the Shaman Village Cave. And this, we're actually also going to see a, this is where we're going to get one of the results of one of the transfer events happening in Golden Sun 1.
Neat.
We've already seen one of them. This is going to be number 2. Alright, an ability we do not have.
I remember that.
I'm still amazed that we don't, like, they don't give us that ability, that we have to earn it later on. I'll say I'm really glad I worked to get those Hesperia, or those, whatever they're called, the blades that Felix and Piers are using. I'm glad I worked to get those, because those are really good swords. Can't go that way.
Which swords are these again?
The Hestia blades.
Hestia blades.
They're some of the best swords at this point in the game.
I wish I remembered enough of the game to comment on that. I do not remember the
them.
weapons I had equipped when I beat it.
Oh no! These are not end-game blades, not even slightly. These are just.
Oh no, I know that much.
Yeah, they're very powerful. You probably had the. You probably had the Soul Blade, the Gaia Blade, Excalibur. Like those are the end-game blades.
I'm familiar with those words. Yes. Gaia Blade. Isn't that a spell? I thought that was a spell. Maybe that was just a spell in the first game.
No, it's the Gaia Blade. I can't remember. Let's see. Gaia Blade.
I believe it is also a spell.
I think that's the best sword in Golden Sun 1. I think, and Soul Blade's the best findable sword in this game.
I feel confident that Gaia Blade was also a spell, and it sticks rock sword out of the ground. I feel confident.
No,
in that.
That's the spell that Felix gets, and that's, you know what, I'm gonna find out, 1 second. That's Ragnarok.
Ragnarok shoots into the ground. Ragnarok falls from the sky.
How do I get this guy again?
I think you jump.
I can't, that's right, I can't get him right now. I can't get him until later, because I do not have the synergy lift. That is something I must get in the future.
Oh, I'm thinking of the Gaia Blades Unleash, which is Titan Blade, which
Yes,
makes the
that
sword
would
fall
make
straight
sense.
down. That's what it is.
Yes, that would make sense. And I don't think you'd be thinking about Odyssey, because that is from the side. Okay, that's... that. Okay, well, you know what? It's time to go to the Shaman's Village. No one has an answer to that whole what's the Shaman's Rod actual name? We only heard it like once in the first game, so... This is the Shaman Village. Nick, you're looking it up, aren't you?
Well, I'm still reading about the Gaia Blade. Which, you're correct, was arguably the best sword in the game. You could equip it with Isaac with 7 Venus Djinn, and he would be
just
awesome.
Unstoppable, yep. Okay, so there's not really much we can do here immediately because we're not badass enough. Hey, look, it's a Jupiter Djinn that we want later on.
Nice.
But yes, that badassery will get better in just a few minutes. Yeah, none of these people will talk to us, by the way. We're not good enough.
I remember that. That's the guy I am, as I claim to remember things as you come across them.
Okay. Yeah, they won't talk to us. They're kind of jerks, because apparently outsiders all lie. And given that we're outsiders, we're automatically liars, and therefore we're not allowed to talk to anybody. Okay, this guy is important. He has a name and a picture. Okay, guys. The Shaman's Rod is finally getting used.
Nice.
This is where it's used because this is the Hesperia Rod. And we are now on Hesperia.
Hoabna.
Now, the interesting thing about this is that I don't recall there ever being a hint to do this. You just have to figure it out on your own.
Well, it's the Shaman's Rod.
And you're in the Shaman's Village, yeah.
I think it kind of...
The Hover Jade. I suppose you guys know what that does.
It's a synergy button.
It lets you lift giant boulders so you could wander
no,
around
that's
underneath them.
lift.
Oh, for God's sake, I don't know. Just tell me. Just tell me what hover does.
Oh, it lets you hover.
Yeah. The synergy items are basically exactly what they say on the tin.
The Way of the Vanishing Sand. If we have courage, we must follow him.
So they have the Sacred Rock, and the Sacred Rock is at the end of this trial road.
Pretty much.
You just handed him the plan.
Yep. Well, guys, I think we're badass enough to try the trial road, but we can't do it this episode because it's lasting too long. Let's do the trial road next episode.
Hooray!
Next episode.